welcome to IT Conversations. My name is Edwin and Ron. With me is Ron Oglesby from Login VSI. Welcome, Ron.
Thank you, love it.
Welcome. Let's start with an introduction. Who can better introduce yourself than
me?
You.
Yeah,
You.
well,
So.
I'm Ron Oglesby from Login VSI. I am the VP there that is in charge of basically the technical people that face customers, right? Support, you call them up, those are my guys, the pro services and the pre-sales. And so I'm out kind of leading the charge, trying to get the word back out about what we're doing.
Cool. So, Login VSI, who doesn't know it? But there are people out there who doesn't know it.
That's true.
What do you guys do?
What do we do? Well, we were known forever for performance testing, right? I mean, we've been around about 12 years. And, even before I came here, when I was a field consultant, we used Login VSI, right? Test what server is going to get more density, whatever. And we all read the Microsoft papers of Login VSI, found so many users on this machine. And we're still known for that. We still do that. The original product, like I said, was 12 years old. So we've updated to a new product now, Login Enterprise. And we're just really trying to turn the volume up on the things we do even outside of performance and capacity planning.
Yeah. So about that, in my opinion, it's been really quiet about with Login VSI. So, and lately I hear a lot of rumble. I come across it everywhere. What happened?
Yeah, it had been quiet for a while. Starting October, December in time frame of last year, we got a new CEO. Brought in some new management, really. The core tech and engineering teams have been there. There's a lot of people that still been here working 8, 7 years, right? So a lot of the same people everyone knows. But what we really wanted to do was say, look, there's this cool automation for doing load testing. And Microsoft and VMware all use this. Why aren't more customers using it? And why aren't they looking at it for other features? And so what we've done is looked at the tech, seen other things it can do in the EUC space, and then said, all right, great. But now we got to tell people. Right? Now we got to tell people. And that's part of my job. I mean, I'm running those pro-serve teams and stuff, but part of my job is really doing this stuff. It's going out and meeting old customers, existing customers, finding new customers, and telling them, hey, we're doing more than just the performance testing that we always did. It's still there. You can still do it. But you've got to expand. You've got to take the tech that you've got and find ways to leverage it in other areas.
Yeah. That's a nice bridge to my next question.
All right.
We all know Login VSI for load testing.
You bet.
Performance testing.
Yep.
But what else do you guys do? What else can you do?
Yeah, well, there's a couple other use cases outside of that. That's if you were to take all of our customers that we have today, you would still say the majority of them bought us to load test, right?
Yeah.
But as we've started to get a little bit better with our technology, what's happening now is kind of a couple other use cases are coming to the front. One of them is kind of continual testing. Instead of using the tools the tools and scripts to go out and run a load test and generate load, some people say, well, wait a minute, why can't I just run one of these every couple hours and see how performance changes through the day? Maybe just with one user or a couple, or maybe I can run this against my production environment to verify, in an EUC space you log in, but before you ever log in, you go through a gateway, you've got all the authentication stuff, maybe multi-factor authentication, then your GPO's process, and then all that. If anything in the chain fails, generally we know about it because someone calls a help desk, or 50 people call a help desk, or 100. Well, why don't you just run a proactive thing all the time, and it'll tell you, and maybe you can get to it, or maybe now it's just a little slower, and then you investigate and you've lost a gateway, or your DNS is now slow, whatever it is. The second kind of use case besides that's been cropping up, the same scripts or application workloads, as we call them, that generate the workload. Customers can make their own custom ones, right? They can run it against different apps. They can run it against SAP or any business app they have, whatever. People have started going, wait a minute, if it'll test my app and it'll tell me if it launched and how long it takes, they're starting to use it for gold image kind of validation. Yeah. So, we've all had the same thing. You patch Windows, you're the IT guy, maybe you update antivirus, you send out the email, I hope the app owners will test my new patch. They don't respond or they say, yep, it's totally good.
I tested it, yeah.
And Monday morning, there's 4,000 people that app doesn't work for. Either it doesn't launch or it takes too long. What they're doing is they're taking that same script that would have generated load, and the image gets patched, they spin it up on one machine and they go automate it, 5-minute test, and they don't need an app loader, they don't need anything. They get a report, or they get even a notification says all the apps launched, here was their timings, would you like to compare them to a baseline? And to me, that's like, I almost think that's almost as important, if not more important than performance testing.
Yeah.
Because you can almost guess sometimes. You can over-engineer the amount of compute that you're going to throw at something, the amount of memory, amount of storage.
Yeah.
What you can't predict, what you can't over-engineer, is when the new Microsoft, when the new Windows build comes out, that they changed a component that app depended on, and you didn't know it until after it was deployed, right? We've seen it in VDI environments that were 50 seats, and you've seen it in VDI environments that were 50,000. So those are the big use cases now. That's what I'm trying to make people aware of now.
Cool. A lot of development is going on.
Oh, yeah.
Some cool new features are coming. I played around with some of them. Can you shed a light on some of the new...
Some of the kind of what's coming up? Yeah.
So what's new, what's cool?
The biggest thing for me, and having been someone who used Login VSI as like a consultant, and when we were at Unidesk, I would use it to do things. We use it at VMware. We use it everywhere. But what got me was why were so few customers of Login VSI not making their own application scripts?
Yeah.
They just run our knowledge worker.
Yeah.
And we supplied a script editor. We're like, what is it? It was hard, right? We even supplied a tool that allowed you to find Windows controls and make it easy. But a lot of admins, well, they're not developers. They're not experts at PowerShell. They're good at it. They can do something, but they're not experts. One of the features we're working on right now, we don't even know what to call it, right? Click to record, record workload, is actually the ability to go in, launch this thing, hit start, and whatever you do, click the start menu, find an app, go to straight to an executable, right click on the desktop, everything gets captured. And instead of having to manually build this script or copy and paste stuff in, you just do your workflow in your app, or you have your app owner come down and sit with you one time and they work through it. It records it all and you hit save and it dumps it into the script. You can modify it, right? You can edit it, but the biggest complaint from users on custom workloads was it takes too long. The tools are fine for editing, but it's hard to get the right controls in. Yeah. When we release this, they'll just be able to hit next, go, and 90% of the script will be done.
It's going to help a lot of people.
That's good. Yeah, that was the one. Even existing customers, when we showed them that, we had a bunch of ideas. Back 4 or 5 months ago, we were trying to say, okay, what are you missing? What's wrong in the product? Every time we showed that, everyone went, that's number one, because they were seeing it the same way we were.
Cool. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too.
Really. This is something for our V experts.
Okay.
Something a little bit, most V experts don't know this.
Yeah.
What do you got for us V experts?
Yeah, and I'm surprised most don't, right? Because I used to run the EUC V Expert program, right? Yeah. But when I was leaving VMware, I decided to leave. I told them I was going to Login. And Login CEO said, wait a minute, you're always dealing with the V experts, right? And I go, yeah. Well, Login wants to offer them NFR licenses, whatever, for whatever they want to do. If they want to put in their home lab, or if they want to try it at work or something, I think it's a 10 or 20 session license or something, but it's a full Login enterprise license. And on top of it, it's not like they have to muddle through it. If they want to download it and they got an NFR, you can call support. You can ask us questions. You can play with it. We'll help you set it up. And all the V experts, EUC V experts, all they got to do is email us and say they would like it. Email me, r.oglesby@loginvsi.com, and we'll get you a license and an NFR.
All right, really nice. Or join the Slack channel.
Yeah, definitely.
Really fun, seen it growing the last couple of weeks.
Yeah,
really
and
cool.
The Slack channel is something that's new, and it was actually started by one of our customers. We didn't even start it.
All right.
He graciously said, I'm going to turn over ownership to you guys once people started signing up. But he runs one of our largest environments that has done the most testing, and there's some people in there that have unbelievable experience. A couple of them used to work at Login, and now they're at customers, and it's a great place on that Slack channel to get info.
Well, really cool. So, Ron, thank you for being here with us. It's quite an honor to stand here with you. It really is, really is. For our viewers, thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you'd like to know anything about ITQ, load testing, Login Enterprise, please feel free to contact me. My contact information is below in the video. Thank you for watching and hope to see you next time.